I think it's about time that we talked about the man ruled by destiny and the color silver, Asterphoenix. Now, Aster is one of the more eccentric and egotistical characters that we have seen in Yugiohgx, and his introduction in Season 2 proves just that. He walks straight into Jaden and Cyrus's dorm room and says, hey, I want to challenge the best, and that seems to be jadenyuki. He doesn't even reveal who he is to Jaden, he just goes by AP, which Jaden then responds with,
you can call me AP. All right, App, let's throw down.
And he duels Jaden with a deck that's not even his own. And he actually puts Jaden up against the rope with his talent and ability. Unfortunately, Jaden treats Aster like a novice because Aster is a freshman and Jaden is a sophomore. And Jaden's ego of being an upperclassman is taking over, and he is being very disrespectful during this duel. I'm not sure how Aster has kept his composure during it all. But we see that Jaden takes the win over Aster, and then it's revealed to the gang that
Knew it! He's Asterphoenix! Okay, so he's got a weird name.
Aster is actually the #1 duelist in the pro circuit right now, and it turns out that this loss to Jaden was on purpose at the commands of his manager, Sartorius, who is kind of a fortune teller of sorts and believes in destiny, and Aster subscribes to the principle that everything is foretold and nothing is based off your own free will, so it was his destiny to lose to Jaden in their first match. But after this loss, Aster goes on one of the most generational runs I've ever seen in a Yu-Gi-Oh series. Zanetruesdale, one of my favorite characters from Yugiohgx, has made it to the pro circuit in Season 2, and one of his first opponents is Asterphoenix. And Zane actually loses to Asterphoenix, and it's in this duel that Aster reveals that he has an Elementalhero deck. This reveal had me shook when I was a child. For the longest time, I thought there was only one archetype of every card in the series, so only one duelist could use this archetype, but no. Jaden wasn't the only one with an Elementalhero deck, and Aster used fusion differently and had different fusion type monsters for a lot of the elemental heroes. Like we had Phoenix Enforcer instead of Flame Wingman, and so on and so forth. And it was insane. And then the impossible happened. Aster beat the living crap out of Zane. And not only did he send Zane on his dark path of spiraling depression, but he called out Jaden right after beating Zane.
Won't tell you his name, but it rhymes with Schmaden Schmooky. Hear me, Schmaden? You know who you are, you card thief. You think your Aster ripoff deck is so great? Prove it by putting it up against my deck.
He then comes back to Duel Academy and beats Schmaden Smooky with his new deck, and then also revealed that he actually has Destiny heroes as well as elemental heroes, and used the new Destiny hero archetype to beat Jaden. I never thought I would see Zane and Jaden both lose to the same guy in the same season. Like, at this point, I thought that Aster was the main protagonist of Yugiohgx. And Aster was always preaching about destiny and how everything was foretold and that you couldn't outrun or change what fate had in store for you. It's ironic that his main tools were the Destiny hero. But after Aster defeated Jaden, he took away Jaden's ability to see his cards, and Jaden had to go on a mission of self-discovery just to come back from the ass whooping that Asterphoenix gave him. It was truly incredible. And of course, Jaden couldn't take this lying down, and after he went into outer space to find his new Neospatians, he came back and dueled Aster one more time, and thus changed destiny and finally beat Asterphoenix. And through this defeat, Aster finally saw the error of his ways and realized that things could actually change and nothing was predetermined anymore. So this sent Aster on like a spiraling depression because he didn't know what to believe in anymore. For the longest time, he always believed in his manager Sartorius and as well as destiny. But now Aster had to reflect and choose what he believed in all on his own. And then out of nowhere, we get like Aster's backstory about his dad who used to work for Pegasus and design cards, and how Aster's father created one of the most dangerous Destiny heroes in existence, and it's actually one of the most dangerous Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all time, and how it got stolen and Aster's dad went missing. So yeah, Aster was dealing with a lot this season. And Aster's always been hung up on the missing card that was stolen from his dad, and if he found the person who stole the card, he would find answers as to where his dad is. And then later in Season 2, Duel Academy hosts a GX tournament where Pegasus was trying to lure out the person who has the stolen Destinyhero card because it is a very dangerous card. And in that tournament, Aster is dueling everybody, trying to figure out who has the card. As soon as he beats his opponents, he starts looking through their deck and seeing if the Destinyhero card is there, and then if not, he keeps moving forward. And it's at this time that he realizes that Sartorius, his manager, is the one that had the card, because Sartorius' sister was saying that one day some evil light possessed Sartorius after he got a hold of a card, and Aster put 2 and 2 together and realized that that card poisoned Sartorius. And not to make matters more complicated than it already is, but there is something called the Light of Destruction, and it is this great evil from outer space, and occasionally some of its light comes to Earth and takes over some people, kind of like the symbiote from Spider-Man. But this Light of Destruction entered the card Destinyhero Plasma and made it evil and powerful. And that Light of Destruction spread to Sartorius and a lot of other people. And then all of a sudden we find out that Asterphoenix's stepdad, the D, is the world's greatest duelist right now and actually possesses the Destinyhero Plasma card. And he reveals to Aster that he was the one to steal the card and also steal his father, which is all kinds of messed up if you really think about it. And he reveals that he adopted Aster because no one would suspect him as the person to kidnap Aster's father or steal the card if he adopts Aster. This kid was going through it this season. And the D also reveals that it was because of Aster that he found out about the Destinyhero Plasma card, because as a kid, Aster accidentally lost one of his father's drawings of Destinyhero Plasma, and the D was the one who found it. And after he saw the card, he realized he needed to have it so he could get a pro dueling career going. And if things can't get worse already, it turns out that the D broke into Aster's house, took the card, and got possessed by the Light of Destruction, and Aster's dad found him and tried to stop him, but the D used the card and imprisoned Aster's dad in Destinyhero Plasma. So for the last 10 years or so, Aster's dad has been stuck in the card itself, and you actually see it when the D plays Destinyhero Plasma against Asterphoenix. You see the image of his pained father in the card, and it is honestly kind of disturbing to watch. And if it wasn't already bad enough, Aster was going to win, but he felt guilty to destroy the card that imprisoned his father. But his father basically said, hey, you have to kill me if you want to save everybody else, and it is okay. So Aster had to kill his own father during this arc. I don't know how this kid kept anything together. I would have lost my absolute mind. But he beats the D, takes his hero back, and then faces Sartorius. And he gets very close to beating Sartorius, but he loses in the end, which is to be expected because Jaden always has to come and save the day. But it's at the end of these events that Aster has a turn of heart. He has always been obsessed with destiny and that everything was predetermined. So no matter what happens, you cannot control the outcome of your life because it was already destined from the beginning. But through his duels with Jaden and Sartorius, and then understanding that destiny could be changed, especially with seeing Jaden defy Sartorius's predictions time and time again. And from that moment on, Aster focused on creating his own destiny and not relying on some predetermined fate. And I think that this is a very important lesson for kids to learn, especially at their early development, because a lot of people don't believe in themselves, and they believe that if they are not good at something, or if they don't really have any talents, that they're not destined for greatness. But through Asterphoenix and Jaden, we learned that destiny really doesn't exist. No matter how many setbacks you have in life, as long as you never give up, you can always change your fate.